What is up, beautiful people? So I am back, and today I want to talk to you about something that is kind of a little bit more difficult for me, I guess I could say. This is something I've wanted to talk to you guys about for a little while, but like I said, it was a little bit more difficult, made me kind of nervous, and I just kind of decided that I've heard a lot recently that, oh, your story can be a lot more impactful than you think. And so, you know what? We're just going to kind of share a little part of my story and how it's affected me and what I'm learning from it. So the main thing I want to talk about today is taking blame and putting stuff on yourself and not casting everything out into the world and thinking that it's everybody else's fault or whatever that something may happen to you. I'm sorry, my allergies are not happy. All right, so growing up, I was picked on all the time, nonstop growing up, all the way from elementary to high school. And some people think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. I promise you, I grew up in gymnastics. I grew up in sports. So I've always been very built. I've always been very strong. And kids are mean, and kids will pick on the kids for that. And that's what I experienced. And it caused me to not have a lot of friends. I was very antisocial growing up. I kept to myself. I really didn't like to talk to other people. And then on top of that, my mom was very mentally and physically abusive towards us. She would restrict my food if she thought I was getting too big. She would tell me, my mom has called me a whore. She's told me that she's hated me. She's done a lot of things to hurt me in the past, and that's probably why I haven't talked to her in 10 years. Well, not probably, that is why I haven't talked to her in almost 10 years, because, no, it's been 10 years, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's been 10 years that I have not talked to my mom, because finally when I was 14, she decided to come and pick me up from church, completely intoxicated, high on who knows what, and ripped me out of church in front of all my friends, drugged me out by my ear, threw me on the sidewalk, and just laid into me and told me how much she hated me. And I didn't think this would be this hard. Told me how much she hated me and how she wished I was not her daughter and stuff like that. And so y'all are probably trying to figure out how the whole blame yourself thing comes into this, because in that moment I couldn't blame myself. But what I can blame myself for is how I act now and how I still hold that rejection to other people. Because when that happened, then I kind of lost a lot of my family. Nobody wanted to talk to my mom, and then therefore nobody wanted to talk to anybody associated to my mom. So that my whole mom side of the family stopped talking to us. So I didn't really have anywhere to go. I didn't really have anyone to talk to. All my family lives way up north, and I didn't really have a lot of friends at the time. I mean, I had my church family, but I was always different, and so I didn't really necessarily blend in. I didn't have a lot of people I could go to. So once this rejection from my mother happened, I held it in and I allowed it to reflect on every single relationship I had. Because if my own mother doesn't love me, how is anybody else going to love me? I really thought this would be easier. And so, lately I've just been struggling with feeling really lonely and really down and by myself all the time, which I am. And it's something I've kind of had to step back and realize that I've done it to myself. I've held that rejection so close to me for so long that I expect everybody else to feel the same way. And I expect my father and my sister and my dad's side of the family and anybody that wants to get close to me, I assume they're going to feel the same way. And I assume that, you know, I'm not worthy of it. I'm not whatever you want to say. And, you know, it comes back on me at the end of the day that I feel this way. Because like I said, I treat them the way that I treat them the way I expect them to treat me. I expect them to hate me, and I expect them to not love me, and I expect them to disrespect me, and I expect such low things from literally everybody that whenever it does happen, I'm not surprised. And I've always wondered how I end up in relationships that just tear me down. And finally, I just kind of realized to myself, that's what I think I deserve. And that is all on me. So I know I've talked about this book a few times, Uninvited. Love this book. And so this is a feeling I've been having for about a week now. Just a very strong feeling that I need to look deeper in myself and see exactly what is my fault on what's going on around me. I've been doing a lot of self-evaluation. And so I kind of, when I was doing my devotional yesterday, or I call this my devotional, it's not necessarily a devotional, but I do read I try to read a chapter a day and just do some journaling and take notes and kind of turned it into a devotional. So yesterday I was reading, and it was just something that God knew I needed to read. So she's talking about 1 Samuel 25. There's a woman named Abigail, and basically her husband is a piece of crap, and he's threatening to kill people and all this other stuff. So then Abigail and her husband and his kingdom get threatened, and they all, they're gonna die. Well, Abigail goes to the person that is going to kill them, even though she's done nothing wrong. This is her husband's fault. She goes down and she bows down to David and the guy that's going to kill them, and says, on me alone, my Lord, be the blame. And I read that yesterday, and it just really hit me hard, because I hold a lot of things towards my dad, and it causes us not to have a good relationship. And I hold a lot of things towards my sister when none of it was her fault. A lot of it's been my own fault, the way that things have unraveled for me since my mom left. So basically, after the church incident, my mom threatened to kill me, threatened that she never wanted to see my face again, that she hated I was on the earth, called the cops, or my dad called the cops, and then cops came, and then the cops blamed my dad and my sister and I, and told us to leave the house and to leave my mom in the house. But what they didn't realize is how messed up she was, because she takes every drug under the sun. But so we left, and in that moment, it made me feel like it was my fault. I had done something so terribly wrong that my own mother hated me. And so now, in this time in my life, I've had to seriously look in myself and reflect back on that. And it's not easy, and I'm not perfect, and it's a new journey that I'm going on. But, maybe this alone time is what I've needed to become the person I need to be, because I can't be in a relationship this way. I can barely have a friendship this way, because I have a very selfish way of thinking that, it's all about me, and everyone's going to hurt me, and everyone's out to get me. And I've been able to, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not perfect. It's very hard. I'm still working on it, but I'm having to step back and reevaluate everything I do, everything, who I hang out with, what I do for fun, all this other kind of stuff, because I can't have healthy relationships with my thought process. And it's a learning curve. It's a journey. It's not easy. It's very painful. But yeah, that's really it. I just want to talk to you guys about that. Not placing blame on other people for something that maybe they didn't mean to do, or maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's something small that you did. So that's just one thing I'm really focusing on doing, is no matter what happens, even let's say we get in a car accident, like I get in a car accident and someone else hit me, I'm going to try to find something that I could have done better. At work, whenever my gymnasts aren't getting their skills, okay, what have I done to where they can't do their stuff? Or I'm having a hard time with the friendship. Okay, well, what can I do to make this better? What have I done? What blame is on me? Because that's just a learning opportunity. And there's a way to healthily do it. Healthily? I don't know if that's a word. There's a way to do it healthy, and then there's a way to do it very painfully, I guess. And that's kind of just looking at blame and being really hard on yourself. But when you place blame, try to view it as a learning opportunity and try to just keep it in the back of your mind for the next time that situation may come up. Because I know anytime I'm just a very closed off person. And so sometimes I have to remind myself, okay, well, I didn't become friends with that person or that relationship didn't grow because I closed myself off. So the next time that I have a relationship with somebody or I have a friendship that's growing, I'm going to be better the next time. I'm going to make sure I do something different. And it's painful and it's scary. It's hard to allow people in, but taking that step and growing as a person, and even if that friendship doesn't work, that's on me and that's on them. That's not because I'm not a good person or because I'm not loved. It's because of a lot of things. And so just trying to keep that lesson in the back of my mind at all times when I'm talking to anybody and everybody. And yeah, that's about it. I kind of just rambled again, but that's something that I've been learning and again wanted to share with you guys. So thank you for watching, and as always, please comment down below, email me. I don't know why I want to cry again, but I love you guys, all like 130 of you. It's amazing that I already have that many. It's been like 2 or 3 months, but I appreciate all of you. I hope this can help you to know that you are not alone and that you are not by yourself in this world at all. There is God, there is other people who, I'm never going to say we've had the same circumstances because nobody's had the same circumstances, but somebody who's felt pain and somebody who has gone through a lot and been very lonely, just know you're not alone, and people have gone through similar things that you have and have gotten through them and became a bigger and better person from it. So I love you guys. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see y'all next time.